they must know it. It's a daily thing, and I must be there. As a father, I'm the priest in this home. So I encourage fathers. One of their tradition is really praying with them. Let them know about their God from home. Then the school can add on, and then churches and pastors. It begins at home. It's a time that has no any argument. Whether we are tired or exhausted, they have to be there. Everyone must have a Bible. Then there's a text which I read. They also read. Even the household is part and parcel of this, because she spends most time with them. Then the other tradition is going out with them. After Sunday service, I find time to go out to a decent restaurant, have a meal with them, to have an experience, to see how the world is, such that when they grow up, as you go out to this restaurant, you have them, look at the menu, ask for what they want. I let them have that plate of chips, that chicken, such that when they grow up, they are not distracted. In this age, someone who is not exposed, like, your daughter finds in their teens someone who lies them with a plate of chips. Let them know this, that
You're right,
it's something common to them. That's really one key thing. Then after that lunch, also going out to still a decent place, a decent hotel for other activities like swimming, connecting with other people. But even as I do this, I keep watch on them. As whatever they're doing, me and my wife, as we don't actually keep our windows of our time. You look at what they're doing. You watch them. And the place, like I said, it should be decent. Not a beach, because there are other things that you may not want your children to be exposed to that may be there. So it has to be a decent place. Now that in that decent place, you follow up. If they are going somewhere, maybe to the bathroom, as parents must be watching, must follow them. It's connecting, it's having time together, maximizing. Escort them to the bathroom such that they may not see things they're not meant to see, because we know in public places anything can happen. So one of the things we can do is you make sure that you really go and keep a watch over them, so they don't see, they are not, they're bad touching, they're not molested, or they don't find people. You check out before you go there. Before you see that everything is clear, then you let them go in. You wait for them. It's really very key. It's really that other tradition that I do to maximize time with my children. So basically those key things, having time together. Then also the mother, if she was there, probably she would attest to this, that she needs to have time with them, bathing them. The household has done most of the work probably when you're at work. So when you come them, have time with them, bathe them. During that time, as you're bathing them, it's when you get to know them better. You talk to them, you ask them, has anyone touched you? Has there been any bad touching? They will really share with you. It's a time you can check their nails and see, are they okay, are they fine? So it's very, very important at that time.
Wow.
Then the other tradition is, after everything, that day has ended, as a father, the mother has done the bathing, has been with them, in that preparation of, not only you eat meals with them, but you also actually let them learn how to make them, prepare them. And now that the mother watches and follows that, you let them, depending on their age, the one who can be in the kitchen with the household can be there, and then see how basically a meal is made. Then these who are growing up, they can set up the dining. They can, one can prepare juice. All this is done. Then after even the meal, let there be clearance of the dining, done by them. During that time, you are watching their table etiquettes. You are trying to learn and understand them. Then when that is done, and prayer is done, everything is done, as a father, the mother has been there. Because fathers, we found so much time off our children. Because you come back tired and you may not have a lot of time. And the parents have a lot of time. So we come out as law enforcers. Basically as police. Sons has done this. So, but as fathers, we also need that quality time with them, a one-on-one. Create some time before they sleep. Call them one-on-one. Talk to them. Ask them how their day has been, how school has been. And you hear from them. They will tell stories. Some may not even be, encouraging or exciting. They will say so many things, but listen to them. Let them know that my father is concerned. My father wants to know about something, such that you don't wait for the time of like, why did you do this? Your mother told me you did this, so I'm going to do this. No, they must know certain things from some values, some convictions. They get it from me during that time. So basically, that's about my holiday tradition. I plan ahead and make sure that all these activities are given time with them. There must be quality time with them.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Now, I really like all this that you're sharing, Moses. And maybe the first question that I will get from all that you have shared is it something that you copied and pasted from your parents, how they spend time with you during the holiday, or it's something that you came up by yourself, you and your wife? And maybe you can first respond to that, and then I can ask another one.
Thank you so much. Now, this is something that you learn, because as you know, in our time as we were being raised, that parenting bit of quality time wasn't there so much, because the parents are looking for what to earn a living for you. Because some of, like my parents, they were not having that, they were not having a profession that was timed for a certain season. Like me, I'm a teacher. For them, they were not really that, they didn't have that opportunity to have a job that can allow them to do all this. So my mom would really spend time with us, and then the father would always be working. A few things I learned that when we were growing up, she was really with us. She spent time with us. She always cared to know about us. She taught us how to cook. So I learned that from her. Then the other thing I learned about her is engaging us in the activities at home. She did not let the household actually do everything. We grew up actually thinking that she was I would call them young mothers. That's what we thought, that she was actually a relative, because she engaged in us. She made sure that we have activities to do. Someone could work on the house. Someone could be washing the clothes, and then like the chores. Everyone was engaged. So that's where I picked it from her. Then the other thing, she let us play. Those days there were not so much boundaries and fears, so we'd really move to the neighborhood, we'd move around, play football, do so many games. So some of the things I picked from them, and then the others I've learned over time. I always have time off to share with other parents how best they go about parenting, how best they maximize their holidays. So as I learned from other parents, I actually adapt some of these and apply them in my family.
Wow, I really, really appreciate that. Like I said, another question that I will pick from your sharing, which I really, really loved a lot, is you are a busy person. All that you have mentioned, what you do, really, it puts it well that you are such a very busy person. And in your sharing, you mentioned how as parents we must be present, as a must. See how your children are eating, dress them up, bathe them up, do all that. How able are you to participate in the lives of your children, even amidst your busy schedules?
Thank you so much. One thing that is very key is planning. And under planning, there are two things. The very first one is plan ahead. You know the holiday will come. Make sure that whatever plan you're making for the holidays is part and parcel of the children's time. You probably ask for a leave ahead of time. Now, me being a teacher, I've been busy throughout school time. I know that the holidays are a time where I can control now my other engagements. So I plan and know that we'll have ABCD before they even come back. Because I know that given the age, some of them will have lessons. Assuming they're in candidate classes, they'll have lessons. Some of them will probably have some holiday packages. So I plan. there must be a daily plan for the holiday. Every day you'll have to plan. Like I said, this plan, you must engage them in the planning process. Those who are young, like P3 and below, what you can actually do is you plan for them, but explain to them. Let them know the reason why everything is going to happen the way that it's going to happen. Let them understand, such that you don't just wake up and tell them, today we are doing this and this, we are going this, we are going at this side. So they are aware of what you're going to do. So what I do basically is to plan. I must make sure that I have my children in my plan. Now my son is growing up, and I make time to be with him. I must make sure that as he's having lunch, I'm there to be, part of the lunch, to feed him, walking around with him. So this is pre-planned. Otherwise, if you don't plan, it's very, very difficult. So I plan these activities in order to make sure that my busy schedule it does not interfere with the family life, because they need us, they need me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I really, really, really like that, and I like it when you say that we have to plan. Definitely, if you do not plan on where you're going, every place is your destination. So, thank you. What type of activities do you find most engaging for your children during the holidays?
Thank you so much. Some of the activities is actually outings. They are very engaging because you have to move away from home. You have to plan the transport, how to go, where to go, and what to be there. That's really one activity that I find very engaging. And you must keep your eyes on them. You must watch them, just like I say. You must play with them. That is one key activity. The other activity is letting them explore about other things. So I try to limit screen time, TV time. I talk of screen time, TV, phones, gadgets. So, because there's no way you can have divided attention. So I make sure that the time for a given activity, as it was set out, one of it can be playing, doing things like drawing, crafts, writing. I make sure that all of this is well prepared for. That is one key thing. Playing with them, going on an outing. Those are some of the activities I engage. To see them reading, other things other than the academics, to keep them off school, because there are so many things during that time that they learn that are not taught at school. So what I do is to make sure that I be with them, and it's really very, very engaging. Playing with them, seeing what they are doing, even when they are going out, going with them, making sure that I have walks around with them, putting the car aside and like, okay, Joshua, let's move around, let's go to this and this place. Those are some of the activities I do.
Okay. Wow. You talked about phones and gadgets and everything, and I want to like usually people are complaining a lot on the gadgets, on the phones and all that. How are you working on that it shouldn't be a problem in your family?
This is something which, like I said, engage them, plan with them. In the schedule, the day's activities, one of the things that you must talk about is how to handle their phones. How much time do they spend on the TV? How much time do they spend on their phones? Should be well spelled out. The example I can give is we are training ourselves with my wife that if it's time for a meal, it's a time to be together with the family, the phone should be off. They should be put somewhere in a collecting place that at this time, at such a time, your phone must be in this place. I make sure that when I go to sleep, I don't leave them on the phone, I don't leave them on the TV. There must be certain times that at this time, all phones in this place. we'll get back to them at this time. So there must be that management, but you agree with them. You don't be a dictator. You don't dictate. So that's something we are learning. Because right now, our son has a tablet where he watches Cocomelon, but still it is regulated. He doesn't spend all the time on it. Where we see that he has stretched, we switch off the internet. There must be clear, spelled out strategies on phones, and it should start as early as possible. When you miss out at the growing stages, when you grow up and try to bring it in, they will definitely see it as encroaching on their rights. So from onset, let them know that there is time for a phone, there is time for TV, there is time for this guy, there is time for the PlayStation, there is time for this game. It shouldn't be all the time, because this has actually affected their time to learn about their other passions and interests. Outdoor activities are actually affected by the time they spend on their gadgets. So, you know, when you are growing, you are always forced to come back home, forced to get back to the house. But then in this time, in this generation, you find that actually children are forced to go out of the house.
Yeah.
They're always
Quite true, yeah.
the gadget. So what we really need to do, and what I'm doing, is actually regulating them. Let them, in your activities, make sure that there is a time they go out.
Okay.
Even then when they say, no, I want to start, you tell them, go and do something. Jump.
I know. Wow.
With others,
Thank you.
like that.
Thank you very much, Moses Ssali. And I am very happy to have you on this show. And I love everything that you are bringing here on table. But we will quickly take a short break. But this show returns in a bit. Please, dear viewer, don't change the station. We are returning in a bit. Thank you.
Family TV, enriching lives. Family TV, enriching lives.
Welcome back from that short break. Hope you enjoyed whatever you were taking in the break. My name is Claire Abwenje. Just in case you have joined in, and our topic today is how parents can maximize the holiday with their children. And in the studio, I am with Mr. Moses Ssali discussing this great topic. And before we went off for a break, he was sharing from his heart, saying that as parents, we must be deliberate, we must be intentional when it comes to parenting and maximizing time during the holidays, because we need to know what is happening in their lives, and that can only be possible if we spend much more time with them, so that we can build a bond with them and have really a good time with our children, which is very, very important. Welcome back from that break. Moses Ssali, back to you right here. Thank you for joining in the studio, and thank you for sharing really well. But we will still pick it up from that, and I will ask you, what strategies do you use to handle holiday stress as a parent?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. Some of the strategies I use to handle all this stress. What are some of the actual causes of this stress? You may look at it as the choices our children make. Some of the things they want to do that you wouldn't wish them to do. So in that, how I go about that, in the training, I let them know the values and the qualities of the family, such that whatever they do, they reflect those values, the convictions. One of them is actually teaching them to make choices at a tender age, going to a Sunday service, and they need to, you allow them to make choices of the clothes they're going to put on. You can get for them about 6 options, they pick one. In doing so, you're training them to make choices, so that next time you won't find them putting on something that will really embarrass you. And in that, you will get stressed, as other parents are talking about your child. So you teach them how to make choices. Then the other thing how I handle this stress is them doing things that are unbecoming. What I do not actually talk at them, but I talk with them. And one way of doing that, what do I mean by not talking at them but talking with them, is talking at them is when you see them doing something and you start talking there and then about it. Why are you doing this? Don't do that. Is talking at them. So talking with them, we actually find meaningful time to talk to them, and shouldn't be in a group. You can pick one and maybe take them out for a cup of tea and have a meaningful conversation with him or her. In doing that, you look for a very good conversation starter, and in doing so, you can actually let them know about a few things. Let them open up. Assuming you found a bad message in a phone, you may not attack her or him there and then, but in that meaningful time, let them know. And as they are growing, they'll build confidence. They'll develop confidence in you, and they can confide in you. The other way I handle stress is trying not to punish them or rebuke them in public. We understand that the generation has changed. For us, before parents just look at you and be like, I think I'm wrong. But this time around, you need to understand them. You need to know them. You need to know why they're doing what they're doing. And in doing so, you can help them to become more responsible. And whatever decision they make, what they do will really be very good. But also this originates from the way you've raised them. Whatever you're doing when they're young, between age 1 and age 3, whatever you're teaching them age 6, it's what they will actually replicate as they grow up. Because this stress is really caused by teens wanting to do everything. They feel like this is my right, this is what I want to do. For you, you're analog, I'm all this comes out from the way you raise them. So I make sure that I'm very intentional what I tell them, what I teach them. If I find a task undone, that means that at some point I know to watch them. That even these activities we plan for in the holidays, if they are going to do a certain activity, whether they're going to play, they're going to swim, they must accomplish it without distraction. I monitor, I supervise. And in doing so, as they grow up, they learn how to accomplish assignments. So the training basically you do is what can help you actually be less stressful in whatever they're doing in their lives. But even when they are tending to be stressful, be a parent. Get to them, talk to them, listen to them, find a place where they are very comfortable with and listen to them. Why did you do this and this? Mommy, I'm sorry. The story may not be enough. Let him or her tell you why. And then you're like, okay, it's not good. Don't do it. It's not age appropriate. It will help you to actually handle stress. Those are just some of the things I do. The training is key that you do daily.
Wow. I like that. I like that training as parents. What we want to see in our children in the future, we have to invest into them now. Yes, and I really like that. Sometimes we see our children doing stuff now and then we are complaining, we are beating them up, but we forget that we didn't help them when they were still young, especially about that. And now I'm just reminded, you are a physics and math teacher. Is it something you would want to see your children take? And if they really say no, me, I'm not a maths person, I'm not a physics person, what are you going to do about that?
Thank you so much. Now, being a teacher, this is my 10th year in this profession. I've interacted with very many children with different abilities, and that has made me appreciate God and how He goes about our lives. So I'm a physics and math teacher. I would desire that my child actually does sciences. I would desire so. Being a doctor, an engineer, things that I wasn't able to become, I would be glad to see that they actually become good things. So as they're growing up, I will train them and nurture them, taking them to the right school, walking with them that journey, encouraging them. But I must also know that God has a plan for everyone. If my child finds him or herself in something that they are passionate about, something they can do, I will not enforce what I became on them. They have their path, they have their journey. I just want them to do what they are passionate about, something that they like. That's what I will do. I will not enforce the physics and mathematics on them.
Wow. I know your children are celebrating. Yay, good daddy. Okay, what are some creative ways to celebrate holidays at home?
Thank you so much. Some of them, like I said, you must have planned for that particular day, for this holiday. And some of these is actually having some parties together. If the birthday happened to be at school, create some moment to celebrate with them. Have a cake to cut. If someone has performed well, appreciate them when they come back. They may be having the 90s, the 80s. Do not really focus on that 40%. Celebrate them. Let them know that actually daddy, mommy has appreciated this. That's one thing. The other thing I do to celebrate the holidays is to give awards. If someone really has done well in the activities that they are supposed to do, the way we plan them, then I give them, I buy them something. When I pass by a supermarket, I pass by a shop, I come back with something for the work well done. So appreciating them, or writing an appreciation note and leave it maybe at a place they can see. Maybe where they put the toothbrush, I put it there. That's one way I celebrate them during the holidays. making sure that every good event is celebrated. That's very, very key. Let them know that actually daddy appreciated what I did. She has cleaned the house very well. She has prepared a good meal. Let them know this is so nice. Keep it up. That's really very key.
Wow.
Inviting friends. That's another thing in holidays. Let friends come and they have fun together. Let them play around, or letting them go if you really trust the place they're going to. It's very key. It's also another way of letting them knowing that we have some freedom actually to play and work with others. So those are a few things I do to celebrate them.
Wow. I really like that you have time to celebrate them, buy them gifts, appreciate them. And I think it's one of the best things that our children love. Of recent, I was playing with my girl, and then I told her, "Good job, well done." The next time she met me, and out of the blue, she was telling me, "Mommy, good job, well done." I'm like, wow, this means a lot to them. So really, I understand what you're talking about. You talked about family time, which I really like, and I want us to go deeper into this. How do you ensure quality time during the often busy holiday season? I know now many people say Sunday is a family time. So let me get it from you. How do you ensure quality time?
Thank you so much. Starting with these other days, even before Sunday, like I said, make sure that if you've been working, get off what you're doing as early as possible. Plan for these 3 weeks. Let your boss know. If you are self-employed, make sure that there's time which you intentionally create just to go back home and find your children before they sleep. And in that time, you plan it very well. When you go back, what will you do? We talked about bathing them. That is really very key. We talked about making sure that they are involved in those evening activities, making meals, preparing meals, be with them. As dad is watching TV at that time, because I love news, they ought to be in the kitchen knowing how everything will be. And then finding time off to talk to them one-on-one, creating, calling one, son, so come. You have some 10-15 minutes talking to him or her, finding about them, to break that fear that always children have before their parents. Because there are such situations when you come back home, everyone disappears.
Yeah.
But people have found you doing this, you're on TV, and it's okay, everyone disappears. That is not good for a parent. Make sure that they welcome you, make sure that they know what they're going to do. They pick their things from you. They place them wherever they are going to be. Let them know that when daddy, mommy comes back, it's not a time to isolate themselves.
They hide. They sit on the dining table and start reading books as if
that is pretense.
Yeah.
No, that's not what they were doing. Like we said, there should be time for everything, and that time should be maximized. It's the time to be together. Let them do it as if their entire life depends on that. If time for reading, if they had time in a day to do some tutoring, some coaching, some reading, let them maximize that time. And then, why is that when I come back to the time you're opening your book, you had that time. It's now my time with you, and I need you. So they should know that you plan for the evening, the time, the prayer altar, the family prayer time. Let them know that all of us, we are going to be there. We are going to share. We will hear from, when one place today, then another one pray to the other day. They know all that. Then on Sunday, like we say, go to church together. Teach them time management. Having that notebook, having their Bible. Let them know all this with you. You go and sit with them and settle in church with them. They sit next to you, if they are past Sunday school. Let them be with you. Let them see you concentrating. That's really one way of spending time with them. Let them, because children learn so much from us. If you're in church and you're on, you're going through, and they're watching, you're not noting down that definitely they will struggle also to note down what the reverend is saying, what the pastor is saying. So it's very, very key to let these children know by spending quality time with them. Let them hear the words, I love you. You are very, very important part of my life. Make sure that they know how you feel about them. All this can be connected, can be developed in this time you create. That's really very, very key.
Wow.
To create time with them and have activities with them.
Wow. Thank you very much, Moses. And I really, really like that you put it very well. Family time is quite important. What advice would you give to new parents about making the most of the holidays with their children?
Thank you so much. The advice I would give to new parents is actually being part of their children's activities, just like you said. Know your child when they are growing. Some parents actually struggle to talk to have a meaningful conversation with their children that have grown up. You may find that a child finds it so easy to talk to another person, to a teacher, to a friend than their parents.
That's sad.
And you can see it that even when you pick them maybe from school, the moment they get into the car, if you go their phone, if you have their phone, they get inside onto their phone. No discussion. So we should let them know that we are part of them. We are their first support system. And this should be shown in these early stages of growth. Grow with them, walk with them, taking them to school, picking them, rebuking them is another thing that you should do technically. Shouting at them, children of this generation, you be very mindful how you rebuke them, how you guide them, how you counsel them. Shouting at them is not help, like I said. Walk with them, talk with them. That is very, very key. Look at their books. Encourage them to do good. Where they have not done well, do not capitalize on that. Look at the good. Then the other thing new parents can do is avoiding compulsion, comparing their children. Son so is better than you. Did this, that will distract them and it can create enmity between them.
Exactly.
So you be very, very technical at the stages of growth. As you take them to school, as you pick them, as they do their activities, be with them, watch them, let them play. If it's time for playing, let them play. That's a time when they learn a few skills which they may not learn at school. Things like decision making, solving, conflict management, solving an argument. If the argument breaks out among them, you watch them, how have they gone about it. You may later get into that, but you may find that they may resolve it and they may never even tell you. So that's something we really need to do, and it all really comes back to spending more time with them.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate you, and I wish we had more time to this, but maybe we'll invite you another time. We will sign out from here. Just say bye, and then we close.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye to all Family TV viewers, to my parents, to my wife, to my friends, Gaza High School, everyone. Thank you for watching. Blessings.
Wow. Thank you to you, our dear viewer. Thank you for loving the Family Hour, and thank you for loving Church of Uganda Family TV. You can keep following us on our social media platforms. We have an app on website. We'll be happy to connect with you. Thank you so much. It is a good night, and God bless you.